Hello and welcome back to another episode of Shining Force. Last time, we finally, at long last, reached the town of Prompt, which is connected to the Ancients. We were briefly put in prison by the king, and then escaped, and no one seemed to particularly care about that, so it was a bit of a strange little side jaunt there. But, having gotten there, we got a secret character as well, so that's great. We recruited the samurai dude. And now, we found out that the armies of Runefaust are attacking the Tower of the Ancients. And two of the, I guess, warriors of Prompt went to go fight him, or Runefaust. I don't know who. I think Darksol is there probably, but someone is anyway. They're going to go fight the Runefaust army, but they can't hold out. So, already checked the video from last time, so we can delete that. They can't hold out, so naturally we have to go and save them, and we are going to be recruiting them as well. And once we recruit them, I'm pretty sure that those two and one other character are it. So there's another secret character also, but for the standard ones, I'm pretty sure that basically we must be in like the last chapter of the game here because we're running out of recruits. I don't really remember how many chapters the game is. I thought it was a lot less for some reason. But I think we are actually getting to the end here. Which is funny because we only just promoted since I delayed for so long. So we may be weirdly low level at the end of the game. But anyway, it's finally time for us to leave this town. After a very weird sojourn. Oh, and we finally bought the upgraded weapons last time. The weapons that are only equipable by the promoted classes. So, we are finally going to be showing those off. Well, we already had the knight ones, the paladin ones, but for everybody else. The Tower of the Ancients is to the east. Hurry while there's still time. Naturally, before we can get to the plot battle, we have to do an outdoor battle. The map is very interesting. We're like all the way up at the top here, kind of crammed into the top, and it looks like basically, except for maybe, if we lose, I'll go back and swap someone in for Kokichi, since flyers will help here. I don't know if we can walk through the town. We might be able to. Because otherwise, if we can't go through the town tile there, it looks like the only other way, which is probably the intended route, is to kind of get through here. Or I guess this thing is the goal, yeah. So I guess this is just another... Why is there a wall and a door down here? What is this? Who built this wall? I'm very confused. Was it built by Prompt? By the Ancients? Okay, but I'm assuming that when we leave the tower, there's going to be another battle at the bottom half of the screen there. It looks like for this one, we kind of just have to get all the way across and get to that tower. So there's quite a lot of mountain tiles, but hopefully we'll be able to stay on the grass a bit more, so our movement won't be completely shot. We've got a load of these Durahans. Oh, they have the Doom Blade too. That is a weapon that can't be bought in shops. There will be one copy that is carried by the other secret character, if I remember right. That weapon has a chance of instant KO, if I remember correctly. So that's really shitty. Randomly getting instant KO'd sucks. And we also have some new enemies, these friends. The Jet. I don't remember. I'm not sure whether there's some kind of robot. Their name is Jet. They may be some sort of flying robot, but they also look like some sort of squid octopus thing. So I guess we'll find out. Oh, we have some new friends up here too. Oh yeah, these are the Torch Eye. These are robots. So I think the idea is that they're technology of the Ancients, which Runefaust has like found. These I think are dragons. No, they're wyverns. Okay. Their attack is surprisingly low. And the Minotaur, I'm going to assume this is the boss because it's a unique enemy. We don't have any others on the map. So we've got an interesting little array of people here. Not actually that a ton of them. It's a fairly... The part of the map we're fighting on is actually fairly small. It's a large map overall, but we're not using the bottom part here. However, because of the terrain, it's going to take forever. So this is going to be another... I got to move the mic over a little. There we go. I was blocking the corner of the screen again. I have to like shove it up against the edge of my laptop to just barely make it fit. It's the setup. I guess I could try moving the TV a little further left, but I gotta be careful not to put things so far to the left that they fall off the dresser. My laptop also takes up slightly more space than its actual real estate, because I store it on top of my dresser because that's sort of the only flat surface large enough in my room where there isn't already other stuff, or that isn't like on the floor where it would get dust in it. But because my dresser has a... to prevent the top of it from getting all scratched, I have like a cover on it, which is made of cloth. Actually, it's made of felt, so that would be even worse, which would not be good for a laptop to sit on. So my laptop is stored on this amazingly janky setup. I know you can buy like laptop cooling racks and things like that, but I didn't feel like doing that because it costs money and I'm lazy. So instead, I have it on top of a cooling rack that I use for cooking. Like one of those, like you put a pan on after you take it out of the oven, or like you put cookies on to cool. It's literally just a wire rack that has like bars on it. And to make sure it doesn't sink too far into the felt and expose the bottom of the laptop to that, that itself is perched on top of a flattened cardboard box that I got priority mail ages ago because it was about the right size. So it's very DIY. It works though, honestly. It works really well. My laptop always runs... Oh, so it is some sort of mechanical thing. It actually kind of looks like a mech. It's very weird. This battle may be a little slow because of all the terrain, so... And I don't have a lot to say about it right now. It mostly has just enemies that are melee enemies that don't use weapons, except for the Belials, I guess. Oh, this is a little side note about the level 4 spells. They are single target. I'm going to show off Freeze 4 here, because this isn't that long of a fight, so I'm like, whatever. We're just going to burn through all our MP. It does a fuck ton of damage, as you can see. That did 46 damage. So it does around 50, basically, with some, a little more, a little less. The Belials resist magic a little, I think. But yeah, basically it's super strong, but it's very expensive, and it only targets one enemy unit. So it's like really good on a boss. Or an enemy that has like a ton of defense or something. So it's situational, but it's quite nice. Now, many episodes ago now, like way back in the game, I think at the circus level actually, we fought the marionette dude where we first saw Freeze 3. I was talking about back at that episode, my memories of Sword of Hasia, and in that, the spells worked a little, they're similar to this, but they're a little different. And one of the big differences was that, remember how we saw that level 2 of Bolt when we fought Michaela? It has a bigger attack radius. It's like, it's sort of diamond shaped, and it's like basically everyone within 3 spaces. I guess it's really a circle, but it just looks awkward because it's grid-based gameplay, so it doesn't quite look circular. But yeah, so in Sword of Hasia, the level 3 Freeze and Blaze also have that same shape. Now, that's fine for Blaze, but for Freeze in that game, it incorrectly has the damage amount. It has the range it's supposed to have for Freeze 3, but the damage value was incorrectly assigned. There's a bug, and it has the damage value of Freeze 4 instead, even though it is cheaper. So A, it makes Freeze 4 utterly worthless, right? Because you could just use Freeze 3, which costs less and hits more people, and B, it makes that spell insane, because it does... You just saw how much... It's similar in that game. You just saw how much that did. That did a boatload of damage, more than most monsters can... Anything but a boss, basically, can survive. And imagine if it could do that on such a large area. And at range, 3 squares away from you as well. Well, in Sword of Hasia, there is one level... There's more than one level, but there's particularly one level where it's super, super hard, because it's earlier in the game. And, the boss, or... I don't remember if it's the boss or if it's just a monster in the level. I feel like I thought of him as the boss as a child because he was so freaking difficult. But there is a mage with Freeze 3, and clearly the designers of the game probably were like, oh, it'll be challenging, but it'll be fine. But because of the bug, that guy at that stage in the game, it's pretty early, can kill anyone in your party. Literally anyone. No one has enough HP to survive it. And because of the shape of the map, you have to walk towards him. He's like, you're on a dock going toward a boat. If anyone's played that game, you probably remember this level. Oh nice, level 5. I think this is our highest level character right now. And he's like standing at the corner, so you have to approach him in order to keep going in the level. There's no way around it. And in that game, to beat it, I had to literally count the squares to make sure, and then just basically rush the boss. Well, not the boss, the random mage, and just try to deal as much damage as possible as fast as we could before he could get even one attack off. Because there was just no way to keep everyone out of his range. It was so insane. So that bug, and there's another level later in the game where there's also a guy who has freeze 3, and that one's really hard too, but because it's later in the game, you at least can kill him easier, because you're stronger by that point. So that one is still bad, but it's not as bad as that first one. So that, like, is actually one of the hardest levels in the game, and it definitely was not meant to be by the designers. It's completely because of this bug. So yeah, that's... I'm really sad that Sword of Hasia is not actually... Oh cool, we actually got a Doomblade. I didn't realize they could drop that. There are, like, you've seen in this game, oh, I should have re-equipped his... I'm so used to Fire Emblem where if you have any weapon in your inventory that can hit an enemy within range, it'll default to that on the attack button. You don't have to manually re-equip. So sometimes I just mash the button without thinking about it. Domingo is so tanky, I love him. The terrain here is also making us dodge more and increasing our defenses. Oh, he has so much MP, but he still only has so many spells. Those guys can now be finished off by others. I think I'll have my little Domingo buddy here attack the new enemies. That's the Torch Eye. I think it fires like lasers. We fought a laser eye earlier in the game, but I guess this is like the mobile version. And the wyverns are like little tiny dragons with no hands. There's actually a lot of fiction, like fantasy stuff, where the big distinguisher between dragons and wyverns is that wyverns have legs and wings, like a bird, but dragons have 4 legs and also wings. So I've seen quite a... Oh, really? I thought that would do at least 9 damage. Sigh. But yeah, I'm really sad that this Sega Genesis 30th Anniversary Collection doesn't include Sword of Hasia. I mean, I get why it was a Gaiden game, not the... Wow, this guy is pretty badass looking. I don't know how much damage he does, though, because he didn't hit us. But he looks like he'd be dangerous. Meanwhile, Ben is all the way at the back of the force. Not really contributing a lot. I was thinking this would probably be the case. Their attack was so low that I was kind of thinking they were probably like the Chimera monsters we saw way earlier in the game, who have a really low attack, but they have a unique special attack that does more. Yeah, they do attack with lasers. Whoa! Those lasers do a lot more than I realized. I did not expect that. Domingo is now in trouble. I love that she has higher movement in the forests. It's so nice compared to the terrible mountains. Ugh, that thing is tanky too. It's not going to be easy to kill. This may be a level where we die and reset, guys, because, dang, I did not think that thing was as dangerous as it is. Very good, Blue. I think she should be able to, or he rather, sorry, this is Balbora. I thought it was Amon for a second. He should be able to kill the Torch Eye, hopefully. He's in range of the other Torch Eye, so he may die just because it did 21 to Domingo. That's like most of his HP. But that way we took it out at least. We gotta make progress here. Yeah. Unless this is also a thing where this is its occasional special attack and no, that's what it does all the time. Man, these Torch Eyes are like the most dangerous monster we've seen. They're seriously crazy. That is like, dang. Let them attack the Wyvern. Because like a lot of our characters only have like in the 20s of HP. So it can nearly one-shot a lot of our army. That's pretty crazy. And sadly, those of our army who would survive it are having a little trouble getting there. May is like, I'll get there soon. Being a centaur is hard sometimes, friends. Also, I still think Xylo should put on some pants. This may be the first time Domingo dies in any level I've played so far, solely because of the enemies with unique damage attacks. Also, Tao may be about to die. Oh, she actually survived that. Oh, no, she did not. Tao, I blame you for this because your spell was 1 damage short of killing that thing. So frankly, I think this was your own fault. Yes, arguably it's my fault for forgetting the damage ranges and confusing it with freeze too, but hey. The monsters are in a position where it's really convenient when you attack them. I think I'll still use freeze 3 because we gotta start hitting this. I think this is the boss. The boss ear down. The Minotaur sprite is definitely cool looking. I hope Domingo will learn freeze 4 soon. Man, he got nothing out of that level. Meanwhile, picking up the rear. Seriously, this is why I really don't like these outdoor levels because dang, the Minotaur is crazy strong. Guns is really tanky. That's super insane. Man, this level represents quite a difficulty spike from the last one, I gotta say. All these enemies are doing tons of damage. And like, it's even more difficult because of the terrain. We can't get parts of our army that are just lagging behind. We can't seem to get them there. So this is very tough. Guess she should start attacking the torch eye. We're gonna take some losses here, I think. Maybe we'll do a restart after we get some more levels, just because these enemies are doing so much damage, and we can't really bring our full forces to bear. I mean, we've got like 4 characters who still have not managed to reach the fight because of the terrain. I don't like the outdoor levels that much. Because this is what happens. Oh, I forgot wow. That was my own fault. I forgot that the Durahan was still there and didn't bother attacking it. It's sitting right there. We could have taken it out. Okay, at least we got rid of the torch eye. Yeah, we may need to swap in Hans and Kokichi if we have to redo this level. Just have a little more mobility. Because, geez. She's not going to be able to do much, but hopefully she can at least hit it and do 1 damage. Oh, nice, she did 2. This terrain just makes this take friggin' forever. And makes a lot of our army useless. If I had thought about it, I would have swapped to Kokichi. And Hans would actually be good here too, because it's actually mostly forest instead of mostly mountain. Man, I'm gonna have to grind the rest of them up pretty soon, because this gang is getting quite a few levels ahead. Oh, huh. Actually, maybe we just have to beat every monster. Some of the battles have a boss monster, but I guess some of them, once you kill everything, the level's over. Well, if we managed to do this with only 1 death, that's pretty impressive, honestly. Because there does seem to have been a little difficulty jump here. This was challenging. Meanwhile, in the back, still trying to get there. And Domingo will use the last of his MP. He took so many attacks and some really high damage attacks, but he still just is still here. He has so much HP, it's truly absurd. With 56 HP, it's just shocking. Some of our other promoted characters are starting to catch up with that, so it may just be because, like, he acts like a promoted character because of his lack of promotion, but he's a mage, too, so it's like, dang, dude. Now, on to the Tower of Ancients. Actually, I think I'm gonna go back to the town and res our lost bird friend first. Who died mostly because of not getting the turn not coming up. The monster got to move twice. Otherwise, we could have killed it. But, you know, that's the vagary of turn-based, right? I'm impressed I only lost 1 character, honestly, because a lot of our party just couldn't quite get in the fight, and those enemies sure hit hard. Oh, we lost 2. That's right. Tao also died. Primarily, I should have just used, like... Hell, I could have used Blaze 4. It's not like she managed to attack anyone else. She was too slow because of all the terrain. Ugh. Terrain sucks. It's just awful. Now we're gonna go do an indoor map, which, you know what's kind of funny though? In this game I would say that the outdoor maps are the ones that are really frustrating because of that, and the indoor maps are fine. It kind of makes me think of how the Jugdro Fire Emblem games I don't know if it's like Yggdrasil or what. I've only seen it in writing. Again, there are many fantasy things that you only see in writing, you're spoken aloud. But Fire Emblem 4 and 5 had a dismount mechanic, so your mounted units were really good in outdoor maps, but on indoor maps they had to dismount and they like suffered a bunch of penalties, so the indoor maps were more annoying. What is this? Because we can walk on it, so I'm assuming it's not lava. But in that case, I'm slightly concerned it's like a river of blood or something. It's really creepy. The Devil Lance, I'm gonna assume that's cursed. We're not equipping that. Cursed items, I think, have like a % chance of making you not be able to move, so like, they suck. The Turbo Pepper, that, I believe, boosts your movement rate. Oh, there's a few good candidates. Guns is obviously an option because he has low move. Blue would honestly be good too. Oh, that reminds me, we did miss something in this game. It's another battle. It's only been 20 minutes. Let's do this one too. Stop them! Lord Darksol must not be disturbed! We must get inside the tower. See these monsters quickly, Ben. Ah, the Demon Masters. There's a bunch of new stuff on this map. Let's check it out. And we're in like a big old castle. We're like climbing this tower, actually, I guess. So that's kind of cool. I see. So it looks like we're gonna go around this way, basically, and we'll run to... This is new. It's the upgraded worm, the Ice Worm. I'm assuming it can do some sort of status. Maybe freeze? I don't remember if that's in the game. We have more of those jet things. They died pretty fast, so we don't know what they do. More of the wyverns. Now that they've been introduced, these are like our new standard monsters. We have a Steel Claw, which is another different kind of robot. We've got more of those torch eyes. We're gonna have to watch out for those. I don't know what these guys' deal is. I'm kind of thinking maybe they just hit hard. But yeah, I don't remember. We've gotten to the part of the game which is beyond my memory, so I'm like, man, we're in an ancient magic tower that's full of robots? Okay. And here's our boss, the Demon Master. So basically he's an upgraded mage. He has freeze 3, so he's pretty darn strong. He's super fast, 50 agility, dang, he's gonna get a lot of turns, and he has 52 attack. Luckily his defense isn't that high, so if we surround him, we should be able to just blitz him down. So, but he's in an area where it's hard to get to him, right? There's kind of a bottleneck. So my thought is that, once again, our flyers are gonna show their usefulness here. Assuming they can get past this wall, we'll have to see how the terrain works on the map. You can't tell, just, like, it doesn't highlight or anything. In Fire Emblem, different terrain types have names that will pop up when you have your cursor over them, so I don't know if this is a solid wall. If it's not, we can easily just blitz them down with our flyers. They should be able to go over this anyway, yeah, so it shouldn't even matter. So we can surround him much more easily, so I think it'd be that hard to take out. But getting through all these robots is actually going to be pretty tricky. Maybe I'll send the flyers up, and this is another map where the flyers are just better than everyone else, because they can just ignore everything and go up. So maybe we can have them kind of start in on those guys. Because otherwise, if we send everyone the same way, the tower spaces are pretty wide, but we'll still have a little bit of a bottleneck when we get to the stairs. So if the flyers at least go the other way, you know, just over the wall, hopefully that'll kind of alleviate that a little. Yeah, we've officially reached the part of the game where we're fighting a bunch of robots. This was honestly foreshadowed early on when we in that early battle when they dug up the laser eye and we had to fight that. And of course we fought like artilleries, the gunners. Man, maybe I need to pull back on my flyers. They're kind of over-leveling everyone else. We'll have to see. I guess this tower might be okay for grinding. The thing is, I don't always pick the map, when I'm gonna level grind, I don't always pick like the map that's ideal, because obviously in order to do a bunch of grinding, like it takes a long time, you know, you have to keep replaying the maps over and over, and it takes time to get through the maps. Like you can see this one involves a lot of just walking. It's a gigantic map that you have to sort of go around things. So it's fairly time consuming. And I have to obviously take a break from recording in order to do that. So when I'm gonna record, I try to record as many episodes as I can in a row because I don't have that much time to. So I tend to just grind. Oh, they have a special attack. Man. I got them into a lot of trouble there. Maybe we should just do an early restart here. Get a few levels of the rest of our flyers and go back. But yeah, so when I'm playing, I try to when I'm recording, I try to just get through as many levels as I can in a row. Just get as many episodes done as possible. Since, like, one day I might have time to do 3 episodes, another day I might not have time to do any. So I'm kind of doing I'm scheduling the grinding around the recording rather than the other way around. It's like you can grind on any of the maps. Some of them just suck more than others. So it's like, well, you have to endure it. So the ice worms can also cast spells. I realized I would have seen this when I looked at their stat portrait, but I didn't look that carefully because the other worm enemies didn't have that, so I wasn't checking. No, actually, they have MP, but they have no spells. And the special ability, that guy still had full MP, so the special ability did not appear to have an MP cost. So again, I don't understand why they have MP. They don't need it. That was like Kane had MP, but no spells. I don't get it. The game design purpose mystifies me. But yeah, wow, these are our highest level characters right now, and they're already like, this is really tough. I wonder if maybe we're still a little behind like where the game expects us to be, stat-wise. Or maybe they're just super tough. Some of these guys seem to have like fixed damaged attacks. All the special attacks, like the Chimera's Fire Breath, or, you know, Magic Friend works this way too, basically, or like I think that Laser Eyes, like lasery thing, they're not affected by your defenses. They just deal a fixed amount of damage. So the only defense against them is having a lot of HP, and our flyers mostly, blue does, but the 2 bird people, they don't. And I think it basically is to make up for the fact that they're really mobile and they're fast and pretty strong, so that's their weakness. I'm sad that the Power Spear is just not as good as it once was. I don't think there is an upgrade to it, but it's not a purchasable item. You find it in a chest during a battle, and there's only one of it. So, for most of our knights, they're just weaker at range. Can't be helped. Blue. Hopefully, yeah, you finish up the worm. Man, like our flying enemies, our flying for allies took such a beating, and they're our strongest dudes right now. So dang. Once we hit the levels with the robots in that last map, that was a big power jump. I guess it is also a new chapter, because when we got to Prompt, that was the start of a new chapter. So maybe it's like, now that we're in the new chapter, everything is stronger. I am gonna have us reset and grab our ally again soon. I'm just kind of getting us a few levels here. You know, we might as well get a little exp and try to boost us up a bit. I'm actually just gonna go whole hog and have her use Blaze 4 because we're restarting anyway. And also in this map, we probably will kill the boss. He doesn't have that much defense or HP, so we're gonna kill him with melee fighters probably, so we can use the mages on some of these other enemies. Let's try not to get Ben killed, since that will make us lose gold. Not that there's much to buy for the rest of the game. We already equipped everyone with the good weapons. I think there's like maybe there's like one more upgrade for a couple of things, but we're basically at the end here. Then the best weapons that are the upgrades are going to be like things we find in chests. So I don't think we really need money for the rest of the game. Oh, this is the first time we fought this guy, so he's like a floating robot with a claw, I guess. So I guess this enemy is just a melee attacker, basically. You can see the radical difference there, where Blue was fine against that attack, right? He's very tanky. But against the ones with the fixed damage attacks, you just have to eat it with your HP. I really hope Henri can get more experience, or more MP rather, as she levels up, because, man, I'd like to cast Freeze 4 more frequently. It's so good. It just destroys these guys. On this map where we won't need her magic for the boss, really, not that it couldn't take the boss out, but we don't. Again, we've had a couple bosses that just had so much defense that we pretty much had to rely on our mages. That is not the case here. So we can kind of use her to just take out the torch eyes or whatever in one hit and just deal with that, which is so nice. Love my mages. Oh yeah, I think I started saying this like 10 minutes ago, and then I got distracted by something else and didn't finish the thought. But I'm so bummed that Sword of Hasia isn't in this collection, although I understand why, because it's just a Gaiden game. It's like a side story that's set like between two other of the Fire Emblem, like of the Shining Force series, not Fire Emblem, of Shining Force. I think it's like because Prince Nick, who appears in that game, I'm pretty sure is also in Shining Force. Which one is he in? He's in... It's a little confusing to keep track of it all because there are a lot of games in the Shining series, of which Shining Force is sort of a subset of those games, which I think all take place in the same universe. They're not all, like, connected to each other plot-wise. Like, Shining Force 2 is not a direct sequel to this game, but they are, like, connected, I guess, lore-wise, where they're all, you know, in the same world, and some of the same places are mentioned, even though they're kind of in different parts of that world. So the Shining Force games are sort of a little sub-series within the Shining series. And there are loads of games in the Shining series, most of which never got to the US. So I have not played, like, I played Shining Force 1, although I don't really remember these maps at the end. I played most of it anyway. I played Sword of Hasia. There was also Shining Force 2, which I think I played like 1 or 2 levels of, but I never got any further than that as a kid. It's like there's a lot more going on to it in this game. It's long and it's complicated, and I think I just had other games at the time, and I just didn't... I had it on emulator, so I think it was one of those things where, like, the emulator I had was also kind of wonky. It wasn't like a super great emulator, so I think I just... It never bothered to finish it. But there was also, like, a Shining Force 3, which one of the 4 parts of it, I think, came to the US. I never played it. There was a Shining Force CD. There was, like, another... in addition to Sword of Hasia, there was, like, Shining Force Gaiden, which I can't remember if ever came here. So there's a lot of games in this series, so I don't know the full sequence of them. So I don't remember which one Prince Nick is from, but Sword of Hasia basically is like... Prince Nick is away leading his army, and this is... You're these guys who are left behind to guard the castle, but then something gets stolen, you have to go after them. So it's like a little side story. Sort of. Although it's sort of... You save the world in that game, too, so I'm not sure to what degree it's a side story. But it's not, I guess, part of the main, like, Shining Force 1, 2, and 3. You know, it's a side game, so I can see why they didn't put it in. I think it may also be chronologically after Shining Force 2, so it's a bit later in the series. Although it is still on Genesis. That's what I played it on as a child. Either it's on like Sega Genesis 2. I think there was a 2. This is so many years ago now. We had the console when I was little, but I don't think it, like, played different games in the original, though. I don't really remember. I think it existed, but I don't know. Yeah, but even though... So, like, I understand why it's not as, like, I guess, iconic to the series as Shining Force 1 and 2. And, of course, Shining in the Darkness, from what I looked up, is apparently the original Shining game. So I guess it's sort of like, that's here because the Shining series is a big deal. It not as much in the US, but where a lot of the games never got here, but I guess in Japan it's, like, more popular, and more of the games are actually there. Some of the old ones, like the Shining games, don't even have fan translations or anything. Like, they're not very accessible. Which you compare to something like Fire Emblem, where, for 4 and 5, the emulation is a little, if I remember right, there's, like, there are translated versions of the script that fans have made, but the text in-game, the current, like, complete patch, the best patch there is right now, just translates, like, the names of items and stuff. It doesn't have a full text translation, but you can look up the script, which is definitely a contrast to these games where, you know, some of them have stuff and some just don't. And there's a couple that can't be brought over because, like, apparently there was a Shining mobile game. And apparently mobile games that are only released in one region, it's very, very difficult to get access to them in another, from what I hear. Or, like, you can set your phone's region. I know there's people who play, like, the Japanese version of Final Fantasy Record Keeper, but there's obviously not a translation patch of it because it's a mobile game. It's not a standalone, like, game that you can go edit the files of. I also read that apparently, I don't remember which one in the series it was now. I was looking up a list of all of them earlier. There's one of them that it doesn't have a fan translation. There's translation of the script, but it doesn't have a full fan translation patch because apparently the way the text is compressed is like a bit unusual, so it's very hard to actually make changes. So there's all sorts of weirdness in the Shining series. It's very convoluted and complicated. So we're not going to be able to do, like, let's play all of the Shining series, because in many of those games, that is not possible. I mean, I guess I could just go all the way through and beat this level and just... Amon was already, like, level 7? It's not like she's missing out here. I might as well just gonna blast through it, even though it probably would be pretty good for grinding. So I'm like... I should grind, but I'm also like, I should get through the episode in a time that's reasonable and, you know, get on to the next part. We've actually been making, I think we're near the end of the game here, so this has been pretty good progress. It's been less than, yeah, like less than a month. I've only been recording for maybe about a month. So this isn't a very long game though, so, you know, there's that too. And then bringing the flyers to this kind of makes the flow of the level very weird. It almost feels like the game designers did not balance this level around the existence of the... Like, we're not even using all the flying characters. We've got Kokichi as well. And it really feels like the level was not designed with that reality in mind. Because... you can just, like, I feel like I sort of... Because the alternative would be just wait and hold back. So I've just kind of been sending the flying characters to attack where they could. So by the time our melee friends get here, like, everything is gone. Oh, I didn't realize that guy... Well, he is levitating in his battle sprite, so I guess he can bypass walls. Interesting. So we're kind of... The melees don't have a lot to do, but the alternative would be to take fucking forever to kill everything. And now that I know that guy can just go past walls, that would put our squishies in danger also. Like, I don't have the patience to, like, actually wait to fight. Oh, the Valkyrie, so there it is, but we have to get someone who has less in their inventory. This is the weapon I just mentioned. I thought we weren't going to find it for a couple more battles. That's the upgraded powers, basically. But it's unique, so that's the only one we're getting. Since I'm only using one... Well, I'm using one knight, but I am using 2 lancers. Guns is here too, but May's attack is a little lower, so I think I'll give her the Valkyrie. And I believe it's actually stronger than the halberd, so that means that Guns can have the halberd. There we go. Give that to May later. I don't know why the Valkyrie is a sword, because, like, the mythical Valkyries did not, or why it's a lance, because the mythical Valkyries wielded swords, not lances. So it seems misnamed, but who knows? Oh, finally Xylo got to action here. That took ages. See, this game doesn't have a rescue mechanic like Fire Emblem, so I can't just bypass the level by having flying characters drag the rest of them with them. I have to have patience. I know this could get us all killed if he gets another turn, but I know I literally just said I need to have patience, but I don't. This map isn't like thrills a minute, okay? The design, this is another one where, like, the design is cool, it looks good, but it's a huge map with not too terribly much on it, so I kind of just want to get through it and get to the part where we meet our new party members. You know, like, this battle and the last one don't really have any, like, plot stuff going on. They're just filler. Okay. I want to get to the bit where, you know, something important is happening. I wish this game, like Fire Emblem, auto-selected weapons for you, because going to the equip menu is annoying. Especially for the knights when you kind of do it frequently, so it's sort of a pain. Still going. Or I guess Domingo can get our KO here. Why not? I do want him to level up enough to get Freeze 4, certainly. Freeze 4 is very excellent. Oh, he's just about out of spells. Yeah. Well, that's alright, because the map is just about out of enemies. Well, I guess there's still this cluster here, but I have other mages, so they can, you know, do things too. They haven't had much to do yet. You know, when the cursor popped over him, I started moving the joystick because I was like, oh, there's my guy. I forgot that was not my character. Man, those laser shooting robots. Actually, that was one of the steel claws, not one of the torch eyes. So I guess all the robots, that's like a special attack for them. They can all do it. Man, that's really dangerous. They do so much damage. It seems kind of unbalanced, honestly. Let's take them out. They don't have a ton of HP, but their defenses are pretty good. So, they're definitely, they could two-shot a lot of our army. And here we're gonna have to face a pack of them. Oh, nice, they're coming out though. That's nice. I thought that might be one of those cases where like a cluster of enemies just sits until you reach them, which for the clumps with like mages or other enemies with high damage attacks is pretty tricky because it's like, you know, to get close enough to attack any of them, you have to put yourself in the danger zone for so many enemies. Hopefully we'll be able to take this torch eye out without incident. I know I could heal those guys, but I don't want her to fall behind, so I'm just going. You know what? Go for it, Tao. Let's be a little reckless here. Yay. I like having spells that are just a delete button when I feel like it, you know? Like, I'm tired of fighting this enemy. Now it's gone. And we still have Henri, who has enough charge for quite a few spells there, so... Well, just not quite a few, just a few, really. Weird. Sometimes I just don't know why the AI does what it does. So it looks like the metal arms are hovering, but the torch eyes are not. They're just walking along the floor. You can just enjoy this Shining Force music for a while. I don't have a lot to say here. Oh, we got heal 4. That's like a super heal. I think it is a full heal, basically. It costs a lot, though. Chris also got Aura, I believe. She'll never get above level 2 of that. Only one of the 2 characters we're about to recruit ever will. But basically, Aura heals the whole party. So it's really good. But like, obviously, the lower levels don't heal as much. Man, I know she's out of MP now, but I just love that. I'm just like, I don't want to fight you. Bye. I delight in it. I gotta be careful. Those 2 enemies are dangerous. This level, I know I could have kept the whole party together, but I feel like it tends to naturally split you up if you're using any of the flying characters, pretty much. And I don't even fucking know what happened to Chris. Did she get, like, stuck behind someone? Not sure. I think I'll actually... It's interesting that Freeze 4 has the same cost as 3. I guess it's because it's, like, a high damage versus multi-hit. It's a trade-off. I'm actually going to use... I think I'm going to wait because if they both get their turns, that'll put her... Basically, she'll die. May as well get everyone a little closer together first. Oh, I wasn't, like, Guns and Chris and stuff, they just fell behind. They haven't even done anything yet. You could keep your whole party together on this level, definitely, but, like, you would have to spend a lot of time waiting. Like, look how much time I'm waiting for characters to catch up here, and it's boring. I think this will be our last battle for this episode. I'm sure there's a cutscene after this, so we'll see that, and you know, we just gotta get going here. It's a bottleneck, and that's how it is. Even if one character dies, we still have plenty of people who can fight the boss. Like, Ben alone can probably just one-shot him. The boss is not that much HP. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous, especially if it uses its special move. Dang, that did a lot. Luckily, May has a ton of HP now. She just got all the HP. Man, Guns, you're really cool, so I just always want to use you, but I think I'm actually gonna have her use the full-on heal for because none of the other heals will actually get him back to full. And we can show it off. It looks the same as all the other heals. But there we are. It uses like her entire MP is the problem. She doesn't have that great of an MP pool. Chris is my favorite of the healers just because I think she's kind of cool. She's like this weird dog person, basically. But she is not the most powerful of our healers. I think I'll just try and take out the Steel Claw because May can handle the Ice Worm if it's alone. And the Steel Claw can fly, so it's more dangerous since we can't bottleneck it. There we go. Hurrah, found me. Wow, that was a crazy speed increase. But she didn't get any MP. Henri, the one thing I truly want from you is more MP because I want to use Freeze 4 more times. I want to delete things from the map. Good job, Belbaroy. Alright, we still have what? That Wyvern? And then the boss. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else. Nope. That's really it. This is not a very... Again, it's a case where the map looks very cool. Like this, like, awesome tower climbing into the heavens or whatever, but it's not particularly exciting in terms of design. It's frankly rather boring. It's just a lot of walking, and there weren't really that many enemies to justify the amount of space that was taken up. This map, this game, there's some levels that really shine in terms of game design, and some levels that really don't. And this one at least isn't irritating. Some of the terrain-based ones I'm just like, they're just like rage-inducing. This one I'm more like, whatever. But, you know, it's more like, yeah, we'll get through it, don't care. But, you know, one wishes that there would be more levels where you're like really engaged and hyped. And there are levels like that in this game. I thought the Michaela fight, the level is sort of oddly paced where, you know, once you get to the end, suddenly it slows down and it's like, oh, now we're just gonna fight the boss. But overall, I thought it had an interesting sequence of like going through different parts, and, you know, then there's other levels like that where I'm like, oh, this has a good flow, but it is not every level. There's a mixed bag in terms of design. And it's just annoying because the level takes a really long time. But that does not make it really interesting. It like, really doesn't. Okay, he's just gonna use this as a weakener because it wouldn't do that much to the boss anyway. So like, whatever. That way whoever's next can get the KO. I think he's doing pretty good in terms of level. Well, whoever can reach him next, I guess. Henri. Oops. Actually, I think Freeze 1 should do the trick. And like, we're not gonna need two Freeze 4s for the boss. We definitely will not. If we use even one. So might as well just wrap it up there. Very good. Send Valbroy up towards the boss. Oh my god, the boss is also at the top of this huge tower, so now it took us forever to get all the way to the bottom of the tower. Now we gotta climb up the tower, and it's like, it's not like going up this tower is challenging. It's just time consuming. Maybe I should stop. Maybe Guntz should be the one that I swap out if we end up using the new mage and or the new healer, because I like him a lot, and he's really useful on the outdoor maps because he's not affected by the mountain terrain. But man, on these types of maps, he really just falls behind. He just doesn't get there. He hasn't really done a lot. Like, he's so strong. And on some maps, he's fine. Oh wow, Valbroy just two-shotted and just killed the boss in one. Valbroy, you just saved me so much time, and I'm really happy. Oh, we got the Demon Rod, nice. It's also cursed, though. Lord Darksol, I have failed. They're coming into the tower! I honestly blame Darksol for this guy's failure, because that guy had really little HP and really little defenses. One of our just random fighters killed him in 2 hits. I think Darksol, if he really wanted to protect the tower, he should have invested in more of the rope. This is his poor play. I need to apologize. Get in there quickly! Oh, I'm so happy because Valveroy just saved me so much time. I didn't have to climb the tower. This is Aleph, the new mage. She learns all the bolt spells. Keep going, Darksol, top of tower, hurry! I think she actually is a fox person. Unlike Chris, the dog person. I'm basing this on the ears. This guy is Tonkatsu, if I remember right. And he's the final healer we get. He gets the full level 4 of Aura, which is really good, but I don't like him as much as Chris, because his design is more generic, whereas she's like a wacky dog person. We can't go on, you must stop Darksol. Don't worry about us, get Darksol before it's too late. Maybe you are strong enough to succeed where we failed. I mean, frankly, yes, buddy, because I have an army of all these people. You're 2 people, a healer and a mage. You are not well suited to fighting an army. You're squishy as hell. Of course I'm gonna be the one to succeed where you failed. You've set yourselves up for failure. Damn, I dropped my controller again. It's really slippery, guys. Seriously, the little Joy-Con holder, like the one that came with the Switch, the little grip things are small, so you're kind of balancing it. You know, you just have it between your hands. You're not like really, your hands aren't wrapped all the way around it, so it's really easy to drop it. Anyway, too late, Ben. Oh no! It has begun. The castle of the ancients is rising from the depths. Soon I will awaken Dark Dragon and he will rule the world. Now, this is the question I want to ask this guy. At the beginning of the game, we were told that if you open the gate, the gates of the ancients, that thing we were guarding way at the start of the game, that is where Dark Dragon is sealed, and if he opens the gates, he'll free Dark Dragon. And to open the gates, you need the key and the manual of the seal. He has both of those. But now he has to raise the castle? Unless maybe Dark Dragon, like, lives in the castle of the ancients but has to come out through the gate. Really, I'm just not sure. Like, what does the castle of the ancients have to do with the gate? What is the connection? And I don't think it's that, like, that gate is connected to the castle somehow, because the castle is way out in the ocean. So it's not totally clear to me. But anyway. Epilepsy warning! And now the time to end your meddling is here. I call upon the darkness to crush this. No, it cannot be! Where did you come from? Oh, actually, I think maybe I know where he came from. Look at the eyeball symbol above that thing. That's been on all of the technology of the ancients. And if you remember back in Prompt, where Kane was recovering, there was that little teleporter thing that we couldn't use. I think maybe the teleporter connects to here as like a shortcut, and he teleported in from Prompt. That could actually make sense. He activated the technology when he recovered. Anyway, Darksol thinks this cannot be. He thought he killed this guy like 3 chapters ago. Kane! Yes, Darksol, and this time I will stop you. Fool, I am now many times mightier than when we last met. Your doom is here. Oh, wow, that's... Man. This entire series is just gonna need an epilepsy warning on it, because, like, every goddamn episode, and that one was like, dang. Arrgh! I have no more time to waste with you two. Dark Dragon awaits. Okay, let me point something out here. Darksol was all like, I'm gonna kill you, Ben. Your doom is at hand. Then Kane showed up and was like, I'm here. And then Darksol was like, I'm actually leaving. And he didn't kill me. He just, like, teleports away. He killed Kane, but he just was like, Ben can stay. I'm dying. Ben, go to Matafa. Hurry! I think this is when he actually dies. But real talk, this is like the 3rd time we've seen him die, so if he somehow turns up again later, I'm not even going to be that surprised. This guy is very hard to kill. We killed him in the battle in Dragonia, but then he was fine. Then Darksol killed him under the Sacred Dragon Temple, but he was fine, and now he's dying here. Kane dies! The game needs to let us know, because otherwise we might just assume he escaped again. Ben, there is no time for sorrow. Aleph and Torasu. Oh, Torasu, that's it. Tonkatsu is the name of a pig in this manga I read once as a kid. I confused it. Torasu, that's his name. Are with us. On to Matafa. Apologies, Torasu. I did not mean to refer to you as a cartoon pig. I want to point out here also that this is again a scene where because the English version doesn't mention that Kane is your brother, it seems a little strange that Nova is saying there's no time for sorrow, because in this version of the game, we don't know Kane at all. He showed up one day and murdered our mentor and our king. And then we didn't really, like, talk to him or have any relationship with him. And then we defeated him in a battle, and he turned out to have been brainwashed. But then, pretty much immediately after that, he got knocked out by Darksol, and we didn't see him again. And then we briefly saw him prompt, but he was unconscious. So we have no relationship with him. We, like, saw him, but we've never even had a real conversation with him. So it'd be a little strange for the main character to be in mourning for him. Yeah, he died, but not that that's not sad, but we don't know him at all. So it's not any sadder than any of the other various people that have gotten killed in the story. But obviously, with the knowledge that he's supposed to be your brother, that's obviously going to be much sadder for the main character. He's like, oh, I wish we could have gotten to know each other. We don't really know what the story on that is either. The game, the Japanese version apparently does not explain this either. The mention of the brotherhood, of them being brothers, is literally the only thing that got taken out, to my knowledge. So we don't know if, like, were they separated as little kids so they never knew each other? Did they know each other in the past and main character just thought his brother died? We have no idea how Kane got to Roofhouse or any of that. But it makes more sense with that context. Without the context of being brothers, this is really weird. Anyway, what is this? Nothing is unusual. Ben, you have a really high tolerance for the unusual, but I'm assuming it connects to the teleporter in prompt, and that is how Kane arrived here just in time. Oh, again, he rescued us a couple times, but he's never rescued us by actually... Oh, there's a staircase up there. I wonder if we're gonna get up there at some point. Oh, no, that's where we just were. Yeah, it must be slightly off screen. This is a great example of how the chests persist after battle and the sprite went back to its normal version, but the item is gone. We already have it. Oh, speaking of, I should give it to its proper owner. One moment. It's like, we have to hurry on to stop this guy. Also, wait, I need to shuffle my items. He ended up holding both of the random lances, huh? We'll swap the halberd, and then the halberd I will give to Guns. Although I like him a lot because he's such a weird, unique character. But I am kind of low-key considering dropping him. May. See, like, look how good that is. It's 20 points better than the Power Spear. And it's even better than the Chrome Lance. And also the Halberd. So that thing is pretty darn good. Guts, there you are. But the Halberd's not bad. It's only 10 points better than the Power Spear. So, like, the Valkyrie is, if I remember right, I think it's the strongest non-cursed lance in the game. It's unfortunate that there's only one copy of it, because it's incredible. And May has the best range, so she's going to get good use out of it. Poor Guns, I still don't know what this is, because the fact that we can walk on it, I'm like, it can't be lava, right? We'd die. But I'm like, it's not blood, is it? That would be very strange, and there'd be no explanation. So is there just... I assume the bottom of the map will... Maybe that's where the castle will rise? There's water down there. Got anything to say? Welcome back, the king is waiting for you. So, before we see the king, however, it's been like an hour, but let's get through, like, whatever cutscenes there are going to be, so next time we can start off on whatever battle it's going to be. This will be the only episode I'm recording today, because I get home from work pretty late, and, you know, it's... having a full-time job, it makes it hard to also have time-consuming hobbies. That battle was, like, long and kind of boring, but, it wasn't, like, particularly difficult. The enemies hit hard, but they were pretty spread out. Okay, let's go to the headquarters and let's check out our brand new friends. We'll see if I don't know whether I'll use them or not. If they're really far behind everyone else on level, maybe not. Yeah, it's so they're not promoted. She's 15, so she won't be too terribly hard to catch up. You can see that she has all the spells. She'll get to level 4 of Bolt eventually. Her stats are pretty darn weak. Bolt is also It has huge range, as we saw, but it doesn't do as much damage as the others. It is weaker. So it has that trade-off. So, you know, he's not promoted either. Not far from the cap. And you can see that he basically has all of the best healer spells. He's got heal, detox, which we don't need it often, but it is useful at least, unlike fucking slow. Shield, if I remember right, when you cast it, it like reduces the damage magic does to you, which could be useful against certain bosses. Who knows? I've never used it, but it could be. And Aura, which heals the entire party, so it's very good. He is the best healer in the game, but I don't know if I'll actually bother using him. We're gonna have to grind pretty soon anyway, because my main party here is like 5 levels above the other one, so I don't want them to fall behind. So I guess whenever we do that, we'll grind up our new friends too. Here's Aleph. Boy, that Darksol is sure lucky I'm down here. He'd be in trouble with me fighting. Friend, you got completely knocked out by Darksol before. Oh hey, look, 2 people are finally over here. We have enough people that they couldn't leave a chair free anymore. Here's Tarasu. Ben, you should stay down here. It's great fun. I'm not allowed to leave the party, actually, every time I try. Oh, and someone's finally at this table. That table was empty for a long time. Who's over on the beds? Hans, samurai friend, Lyle, and Lo, our very first companion, who... his sprite from the front looks very weird to me. Doesn't it just kind of look like his face is like a triangle? I think part of it is probably supposed to be like the edge of his coat or something, but I don't know, it looks very strange. The sprite work is baffling. Anyway, those are our new members, and I believe aside from the secret character that we'll get, I think he's only like a battle or 2 from the end, because you get him in Runefaust, so he's a late game secret character. He's a ninja to go with our samurai. There's only one other character we're going to be recruiting for the rest of the game. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I do want to get peeps hyped because the final character recruit is a robot. We get a robot friend of our very own. Now, the challenge with him is that he comes unpromoted, and his unpromoted form does very little damage. So you're going to be doing 1 damage a lot of the time. It is incredibly hard to train him up. I remember recruiting him as a kid. I don't remember most of the maps from this part of the game, but I do remember some of the people you recruit. So like, I don't remember, you know, that stuff, but the shining path is only open if you possess the Orb of Light. Carry it with you. I do possess it. Now you can leave for Matafa, but we should talk to the king first. I just wanted to see if there was any new dialogue and maybe try to check out Kane's room, where he was prior to his death. Oh, there's the door. I forgot where the door was there, lol. Kane, he rushed out of the castle without saying a word. Hate to tell you this, buddy, but he ain't coming back. Dark Dragon is incredibly powerful. I don't see how you can beat it. Well, you know, it's a JRPG. We'll figure it out. But I do remember getting him, but I never really used him because he's so incredibly difficult to train. But if you promote him, he gets really strong. It's just hard to get him, not only get him to that point, but to do what we did for everyone else and get him to 20 first. Oh, it's gonna be pretty painful. But I will try because I want to try and use him and get his, and show off what he looks like when he's promoted. We are doomed, Ben. Darksol is a wake dragon, buddy. He had the means to awaken Dark Dragon chapters ago, so I don't even know what his problem is. It cannot be stopped. No, dude. Oh, it's this guy. He was from Manarina, remember? Otrant or something like that. Who are you to barge into my throne room? I am Otrant of Manarina, King Kusuko. Have you heard of the Chaos Breaker? No, but it sounds very JRPG. I imagine it's a sword. Yes, a sword spoken of in ancient legends. When ultimate evil arises, a sword of both light and darkness can defeat the evil. Why is the sword of light that I have not good enough already? Why do I need one that's both? Ben has the sword of light, and Kane had the sword of darkness. Wow, it was really dumb of Darksol to give him the sword of darkness. He should have like kept that in a chest somewhere, kept it safe. Kane left it with me. Oh, he probably knew it was important. Ben, take both swords to Matafa. Once there, you can create the Chaos Breaker. Here's the Sword of Darkness. Your hands are full. Organize your belongings and come back again. I like how the king is like, it's finally time to save the world. And then he's like, oh wait, your hands are full. You can't save the world because you don't have pockets. I also like that one of Ben's hands were apparently full because he was carrying a pepper. How big could that be? Couldn't he just like literally, it's like put it in your pocket. It can fit. Okay, oh, let's say hi to Otran while we're here. Hello, go to Matafa and get the Chaos Breaker not broken. Like, they shouldn't just put a text break in front of the Chaos Breaker. I was about to read that as the cha until I saw that it was on the second line. He said he thought you might need it. Aw, thanks, buddy. Sorry we couldn't save you from Darksol. Frankly, to be fair, Kane didn't really save us from Darksol. Darksol got bored and left. He could have killed us. It's not the first time he could have killed us and didn't bother either. Now leave from Matafa, create the Chaos Breaker, and stop Darksol. Now let me just say, with Kane, there's kind of an excuse for why he doesn't kill you ever. Like maybe on like a subconscious level, you know, he's like fighting his like commands that they're giving because he doesn't want to fight you. He's under mind control. Darksol is just a lazy fucker. He could have killed us many times, and every time he was like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'll send someone else to do it. And even just now he was like, oh, I defeated Kane, but I don't feel like fighting someone else right now. And it's like, you know, when you lose, friend, it's gonna be your own fault. Here we go. We finally reached the Shining Path. We were gonna go on it before, but the original Shining Path that we found under Ring Reef got broken, so we had to go to the backup Shining Path. Now, I don't remember this part of the game at all. And 2 heroes will appear after 1,000 years. So, yeah, this is just like when we were first in Dragonia and found that sign that said only 2 heroes can pass, and it was us and Kane. I mentioned in that episode that I wonder if there was like a prophecy about us two specifically, because otherwise it seemed really arbitrary that it was me and Kane, a pair of brothers. But based on this, it seems that there was actually a specific prophecy that after 1,000 years, Dark Dragon will come back, but also these 2 heroes who have the ability to get through the door will come back too. What is this? This seems to be some sort of, like, are those lights? Are we in like a little car or something? I have no idea. I have no memory of this place. Oh, see that guy over there? This little buddy? Hello, friend. You are too late. Darksol took the key to the accursed door. Go to the eye symbol and use the orb of light. That's our new robot friend. Maybe I won't give him a robot voice. That is the classic robot voice. Alright, this almost looks like a little door, but I can't open it. This place is so weird. I don't know if he joins automatically. We talk to him, so I don't know what else there would be to do. Henri, hold up the orb of light. Oh, here's this chick again. I know about Kane. Darksol has the key and is on his way to revive Dark Dragon. Why did she tell us she knows about Kane? Like, it's like, we also know about that. That's not really relevant to this conversation. Like, was he your pal or something? I don't think you two knew each other. What was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, it's sort of weird that Henri is... The Guardiana is the land that was like, has been protecting the secrets of the Ancients for 1,000 years, and she's the heir to the throne. So it's sort of weird that she doesn't have any special role to play in this. Like, her presence isn't necessary to open any of these gates, because it's not clear that the main character, it wasn't like stated that he had any particular connection to like the Guardiana family or anything, or like any kind of, like, why him? Kane in his portrait seems to be wearing some sort of little crown. So I don't know if they were supposed to be like some sort of like, they are descended from some people who were connected to the Ancients, which is why they're able to use all this technology. Because it seems sort of strange if it's like, Ancients were like, well, we've foreseen that these 2 random kids will just be able to open these doors for no evident reason. Yeah, but it's odd that Henri wasn't part of the plot. You're required to recruit her, so it's not like you could miss her, so they couldn't write her in. Anyway, the Chaos Breaker may be able to reseal Dark Dragon if Darksol frees him. Notice that we're not going to kill Dark Dragon. He is going to return in future games in the series to menace the world again. Follow Adam, that's the robot. He will lead you to where you can create the Chaos Breaker. Goodbye. I'm assuming the Chaos Breaker is behind that other door. I'm Adam, a robot soldier. I will show you how to create the Chaos Breaker. That's one of the most badass introductions ever. I am a robot soldier. Also, it's a strange introduction because, like, you can kind of see that. It would be like a dog introducing itself by saying, hello, I'm a dog. You know, you don't really... Screech, kill, kill. Oh, this is like a robot that's gone crazy. Stop. You are chaos. You have been reprogrammed by Darksol. Interesting. So the evil robots we're fighting have all been... They were, like, actually programmed to protect the Ancients, but Darksol reprogrammed them? It's so strange that one of the threats of our characters in this medieval fantasy game is hacking. Also the robot... Wow, more epilepsy warning here. Also the robot keeps screeching. Which is so funny. That's a noise robots make. That robot is having some challenges. So this will be our next battle, but we're going to retreat first because we have some dead party members. Unless, did no, I think I remember to res everyone. Yeah, we got the 2 birds, got the mages, got our healer. Yeah, we have everyone. Yeah. 9. Yeah, we've got 12 people. So let's take a quick... We get Adam after this battle, don't worry. He makes it, guys. So take a quick peek at the map. This map is small. Thanks to having this thing in the middle, it does have a little bit of... It's not just a big open area, there is some terrain, but it's enemies, considering the size, so it's going to be quite challenging. And it's got a lot of these robot guys who can do, like, half our health in one hit, so this map is going to be tough. The boss is Chaos Robot. He has a ton of HP. We're definitely going to want to save some of that freeze 4 for this guy, that will help a lot. And we've got more of these Minotaurs. Now that we've seen the Demon Master, they're all over the place. This is going to be a challenging fight. I guess until Ben's turn, I'll just have some people attack so that we, like, get some X while we're waiting, because I am going to have him retreat and come back next time. I guess I realize I can make a quick save, but I prefer to make a, like, actual save. That way if I need to re-equip and stuff also, I can go back. I know I could one-shot him, but I maybe want to get a kill for someone else. Tao's already level 5. Very nice, Tao. See, she didn't need the kill. Oh, a step points her, but not getting a lot of MP, which is the thing we really need. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, oh man, this is tough because a lot of these enemies fly. So we can't block them off easily. This is going to be a very... crazy battle. It's gonna be pretty intense. Okay, so I'm gonna... This could be a... You know, this might be an okay battle to grind on because there's a lot of enemies. It'll be challenging because they deal so much damage, but I think we could do it. So this might be my good battle to grind on. So we're gonna stop here. In this episode, we went to the Tower of the Ancients and confronted Darksol again, and he didn't kill us, again, for no particular reason. Kane finally died, and Darksol tried to destroy the world, so we have to go make a magic sword to stop him. And to make the magic sword, we first have to fight a bunch of robots, because that's shining. So next time, we're going to fight this robot army and finally go to the land of the Ancients, which will be pretty darn cool. And I'll grind up our new friends and hopefully have them promoted. Maybe. I'll see how long it's going to take. So that's all next time. Until then, goodbye, Simone, and goodbye, viewers. This has been Shining Force.